I never even thought of moving to another country. It wasn't even in my plans. If you were to talk to me when I was young, I was like, I want to be a YouTuber. I was like, YouTube is like what I want to do.
What was the social media culture in Uruguay?
I think since it's so small and like it's so different than the US, people were kind of making fun of it. Little by little, I started like getting followers. I think from like 1 million to like what I'm now, it felt like nothing.
Fernanda Gimenez, welcome to Poster on High.
Hey, thank you. You pronounce my name so well. I'm so proud of you.
For context, guys, I just asked how to pronounce it properly right before.
But you ate that. Like,
thank
really.
you.
People struggle with their like.
It's the grammar school Spanish classes that helped me through that.
They did amazing. So
to level set, Fernanda and I are in Miami. We're here for Art Basel. Fernanda lives here.
Yeah.
But I'm here for Art Basel. So a little bit of a different set switch up for the day. What did you think of the run?
I'm glad I experienced it, but I don't think I'll do it again unless it's with you.
Right.
I was out of breath. Like the whole time.
For context, guys, we just did an episode of our running interview show that Fernanda and I just got back for. So we did a little run in Miami before coming and sitting down. So if you guys haven't seen that video, definitely go watch it after listening to this episode. But yeah, we went for a little run. Yeah. You're a dancer.
I am. Not professional, but I grew up dancing my whole life.
You grew up dancing?
Yeah.
When did you start dancing? Were you like 6?
Oh my God, I think younger.
Really?
Yeah, I did ballet, hip hop, like reggaeton, everything you can think of.
I feel like dancing requires so much stamina, though.
You think?
Yes.
But I haven't done it like ever since I moved. I haven't got into like a dancing class, so I feel like I'm out of shape now.
Did you grow up doing dancing classes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Like classes all the time, like school and then classes. But now, like it's been 3 years that I don't, so I just do TikToks dances now, I guess.
Which is so hard, guys. The way you guys can understand choreography and recreate dances is so impressive to me because I can't memorize choreography for the life of me or do it.
No,
I really
feel
can't.
Like you'll be good if you can run.
No. Dancing and running are so different. Like every single dancer that I talk to is like, I hate running. Yeah.
I can tell because I literally can't run. I'm like scared to how I look in that interview.
You look so good. You're going to be fine. It's more about like the fun of it, you know? Like a lot of the people that we have on aren't runners, which is kind of like the beauty of it because my whole ethos with running is like it's just I just do it for fun.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I don't do it for fun.
Yeah.
But I should.
Okay, but you grew up with parents that they worked in a gym, right? Or they were gym trainers?
Yeah. My dad was like a gym coach in like high school. Mm-hmm. How do you guys say that?
We call it physical PE teachers.
Yeah.
Okay.
PE, he was that. And then my mom is like a yoga, Zumba, like Pilates instructor. Yeah. So I grew up with that. So I basically grew up in a gym because after school I would go to like the gym with them and wait for them to work. So I would try all the like sports you could think of. Yeah. But I think once I got more into high school and there was like so much stuff going on, I was like, I need a second. And then I like lifting weights a little bit. But now I'm like, I should be better.
Right. What was it like growing up with parents that worked like in the fitness industry?
I think it's good. I mean, good genetics, I think.
Definitely.
Just because like they already have it.
Mm-hmm. I feel like growing up with a mom that's a yoga Zumba teacher is probably the most grounding thing.
Oh, for sure. Like also like free massages like 24/7. Like my feet hurt, like they know how to do. Like my back hurt because they're also like physical therapists, so they like know everything.
Right.
So it's like perfect.
You grew up in Uruguay.
Yeah.
Your family's still there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Everybody.
Okay, talk to me about growing up in Uruguay.
I mean, it's like a small place. I feel like if you think about it, it's like, oh my God, if you were to like the middle of the United States, like it's like tiny. It's only 3 million people. We basically know everybody there. Like we know each other because it's so little. And then it's like pretty boring, I would say. My boyfriend likes going there for the food, but he thinks it's boring. We don't have that many stuff here. Like here, you have like 100 movie theaters and like all this stuff. Over there, it's more like chill, relaxing. But I feel like if you want to go somewhere to relax, there. Yeah. But it's a lot of like partying.
In Uruguay?
Yeah, a lot
That's
of partying. Because there's not that much stuff to do, so you got to do something. So you start partying way younger.
Wow. At what age?
Like 14.
Wow. What's the drinking age there? Is it 16?
18.
Okay.
But there's like parties that are called like 15 plus, and they end at like 4 a.m.
Oh my gosh. So at 14, you were partying until 4 a.m. So different than the U.S.
I know.
The U.S. were like...
So people are like, what? Mm-hmm. But thinking back, I'm like,
so you're not like
crazy.
Stealing alcohol from your parents the way we were in the U.S. You're going to bars, they're letting you guys drink.
I mean, no, at 18. Yeah, you can drink at 18. But I moved out at 18, so I actually couldn't enjoy the drinking age.
You moved to Miami when you were 18.
Yeah.
You're so young. You've been here for 3 years.
19.
19.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I started like visiting at 18 and then I moved at 19. Yeah.
what was that transition like? And
Crazy.
crazy.
Yeah, I can't even like think about it. But I talked about it on one of my videos recently that for the first like couple years, it really felt like I was in like a dream. Because imagine, like, I'm from like a really tiny place that I never even thought of the possibility of moving to another country. It wasn't even in my plans. So just the first couple years was like, I'm in like this bubble and everything is perfect. And I'm also like in the like social media world, which is like I grew up watching, seeing all the people that I grew up watching and everything. And then after a few years, it's when like it popped. Like I say like the bubble popped, and I was like, oh shit, I'm like alone here.
Right. Well, growing up, were you always interested in YouTube and content creation?
I wanted to be a YouTuber. Like if you were to talk to me when I was young, I was like, I want to be a YouTuber. Definitely just YouTube. I was like, YouTube is like what I want to do, but it was impossible from like Uruguay. I mean, there's a few Uruguayans that have made it, but I was like I'm so ashamed. Like everybody's gonna see it, so I'm not gonna do it. And then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go to. I was gonna go to engineer like college.
Wow.
Imagine like it's completely different.
Completely different.
Yeah.
What was the social media culture in Uruguay? Like, was it common to be on TikTok or not really?
I mean, there was a couple like YouTubers that I grew up with from Uruguay that made it, but it wasn't that common. Like I think it started around 2020, but I think since it's so small and like it's so different than the US, that like people were kind of making fun of it. I feel like, or like for me, it was just like embarrassing. I was like, no, they're gonna see me in high school. Like I can't do it. Which I think in the US is such a like big culture of like becoming famous that it's easier for you to think that you can make it than in Uruguay. It's like we don't even have like the acting or like singing and stuff. Like you have to go to like Argentina or stuff like that to like make it big or something like that.
I
'Cause
didn't
it's so
realize
small.
that.
It's only 3 million people. Like it's really small.
What was the place like that you grew up? Was it like a suburban town?
I grew up in the like capital, which is like the city, but it's like all like in one place, like all the buildings and everything. It looks like a city, and then like if you go a little bit more of the outside of like the capital, like the other states, it gets more like cows. You can see cows when you're in the road, like in the highway. There's like cows on the side. It's not mountainous though. It's like
Okay.
very flat.
Wow.
A lot of green, and then the beach is beautiful over there because it's like Atlantic Ocean. It's really pretty.
Do you go back a lot to visit?
Yeah, all the time, like 3 times a year. I like bring my parents to visit me all the time. I can't. I have to go see. Like
You
I have
to.
a lot of nephews and nieces. Like I need to see them grow. So,
Right.
Yeah.
So you have, okay, so you're an auntie. You have siblings?
Yeah, I have 2 brothers and a sister, but from like previous marriages of my parents. So I'm a single.
Okay. So
Child
only
with
child,
brothers.
but
Yeah.
half siblings that
Exactly.
you're really close with.
They're like my siblings.
Yes.
They're like full for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great.
But I have like 5 nephews and nieces.
Wow.
Yeah.
How old are they? Like babies?
They're like, yeah, like 3, 4, 9.
Isn't that crazy?
babies.
It's so wild seeing your siblings start to have their own kids.
Crazy, especially like my sister, because I feel like since I saw it's like my sister that got pregnant, it's like crazier. Because I didn't grow up with my brothers in the same house. I grew up with my sister. And seeing her like get pregnant is crazy. I'm like, that's crazy. And now he's 4. My nephew, he just turned 4 like 2 days ago.
Do you think your family would ever move to the U.S. or no?
No.
Wow. So
I
they're
also-
like, we're staying here.
Yeah, I couldn't take them away from my like nephews and nieces and like my grandma and my brothers. So yeah. But
Let's talk about then your rise to social media fame starting out in Uruguay. You were saying that it was hard to be, socially posting online, but at what point did you start kind of putting yourself out there online, and what kind of like content were you making?
I mean, I grew up recording myself. Like I had a recording camera, but I would just like fake that I had a YouTube channel. I'd be like, you guys asked me for this haul, and I would just pick up stuff around the house to make a haul that like they got not giving me by that day. It was like definitely old stuff. But then on like 2020, I think one of my friends was like, I think you should post a video like dancing.
So
Like,
this
I
is
feel
when
like-
COVID hit,
yeah,
kind of thing?
like around COVID. She was like, I think you start posting like dancing, and then I started just doing it for fun, and then little by little I started like getting followers. It was like mainly like in Uruguay, and then a few of my videos kind of like got to the US, and then that's when I was like, oh my god, that's crazy, like seeing like all the English comments and stuff like that.
Right, because when you first started out, it was mainly a Uruguay audience,
Yeah.
and then slowly you became international.
Yeah, I feel like it's the dancing because you don't talk, so they can't tell like what language you speak. It was just like like, dances in English. So I guess it like hit the US or something. I don't know, but it was crazy.
I think it's also very cool that you have like this international audience, especially being bilingual yourself. Also, we haven't even gotten to this, but Fernanda learned how to speak English 3 years ago, guys. Let's just put that out there because that is crazy. I feel like the hardest thing about learning a new language, and tell me if I'm wrong, but it's also like understanding humor in another language too.
Oh yeah, I mean definitely my boyfriend in English. Like I don't know how to explain that, but I'm his personality, which is so bad because I talk like my boyfriend. Because I learned everything from him. I don't know who I was talking to, but they were like, the fact that you learn from him is so bad. Because, like, your vocabulary is probably horrible because of him. But I'm definitely a completely different person in Spanish. Like, I think I'm funnier in Spanish.
Do you speak any other languages, or is it just Spanish and English?
Spanish and English, I understand a little bit of, like, Portuguese, like Brazilian Portuguese. But I'm ashamed to speak it. Like, I'm embarrassed. So I won't speak it, but I understand it. But it's similar to Spanish. Like, it's pretty similar. But I think the reason why I learned English so well, I think, is because I don't know, like my brain absorbs. Like if we stayed talking together for a long time, I would absorb everything that you say and I would start saying it without noticing.
Let's talk about this because when you were living in Uruguay is when you first met your boyfriend, right?
Yeah.
He slid into your DMs.
Yeah.
Tell me that story.
How do you know?
I saw a little video today. I was like, this is saucy. Let's talk about this on the podcast.
I knew who he was because he was already like a TikToker. And then he DM'd me. Actually, I had a dream that he DM'd me. Like, I swear on everything.
Wow.
Yeah, like crazy. I had a dream that like he DM'd me or like
I feel like you're a manifester because
No,
you're manifesting
like
YouTube vlogs when you're younger. You
Yeah.
end up becoming a social media.
That's what my friends say.
Yes.
They're like, you manifested your whole life.
Yeah.
I truly believe in that.
What kind of sorcery is this?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I got a DM and he said novia. Just that, literally, which means like girlfriend. And then I was like, I'm never gonna meet this guy in my entire life. So I was like, novio. So I was like, let me just like be funny because I'm never gonna meet him. So we talked a little bit. I remember he made me send a voice memo. He was like, I wanna hear like your accent in like English, like if you can speak. And I was like so embarrassed. And then after that we started, that was like February 21st, I think, around there. And then we started like FaceTiming. And we FaceTime 24/7, like going to sleep on FaceTime for literally 3 months.
And he, at the time, he was living in Miami,
Yeah.
which is where he's from.
Yeah.
Shout out Sebastian, by the
Yeah.
way. So Sebastian's living in Miami,
Yeah.
you're in Uruguay. You guys start FaceTiming, DMing, and basically online dating.
Yeah.
Wow.
Basically. But the borders of my country were closed because of COVID. So he couldn't fly to me. So it was like hard. And I also didn't have money to fly to him. So it was like a whole thing. Also, I was 18. My parents were like, you're not going to meet a random guy that DM'd you.
Right.
Like, it's crazy. But yeah, we started like FaceTiming, and then I don't know how I convinced my parents to like come visit him. And then in like April.
That's so cute. So your parents knew you had this like online.
My mom.
Right. She's probably like, what is going on?
Yeah.
But also like things were weird back then. Like that's what we were doing. Like
Yeah.
online dating and stuff like that. Like that was so normal, you know?
And I was like, Mom, you have to like put an excuse for my dad because I'm like scared. But he actually was. My dad is both of my parents are like trust my instinct a lot. So like whatever you like, I trust you because I'm a very anxious person. So I was very aware of like craziness. But I remember to make them even like think about the fact that I was gonna come visit him. I had to stalk his whole family. Like, they know this. I had to go on Instagram and, like, figure out where they worked at. I was like, Mom, here's, like, a whole, like,
here's the family tree, Mom.
His dad works here. His mom works here. Like, his dad's girlfriend, like, his sister goes to this high school. Like, I, like, had everything. They were like, okay, they're legit. Like, they're not, like, because they were like, they're gonna.
Fernanda's out here running a background check on Sebastian's entire family.
Because my parents were like, I think this is a little sketchy. Like, something's gonna happen to you. My mom was like, I'm going with you.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to figure out a way. Like, I'm gonna go with you. I can only take like a week out of like work, but I'll go with you. You can stay longer if I like him. I have to meet him first.
Wait, I love this.
Yeah, and then I figured out how to get like the money.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but we came like we stayed in a horrible hotel in Miami Beach because he offered to pay for my flight, but I was like, no, I'll pay for my flight. Don't worry.
Not only was Sebastian and you meeting for the first time in person, but he was also meeting your mom.
Yeah. But I was like, no, I have to meet him first.
Yeah.
Like, I'll send you my location, but I have to meet him first. Like, that's crazy. And then he said to me, like, once you land in Miami, like, you're my girlfriend. Right. So that's basically our, like, anniversary, like, the day I landed.
And was it your first time in the United States?
This was my second time.
Okay.
Because I came in Uruguay. There's, like, a tradition when you turn 15, you come to the U.S., to, like, Disney. So I came when I was 15. But it was like a completely different like experience. Cause like I don't know. Just
Was
like,
your first time in Miami when you came?
no.
No.
But just doing it with somebody from Miami, it was just completely different. And also I was so much older and I wanted to try, oh my God, I had a list of all the restaurants I wanted to try, all the fast food. Because we only had like 3 in Uruguay. So I was like, I want to try everything. I was like, In-N-Out, Wendy's, like everything. I want to try everything. I grew up watching mukbangs, which do you know who
Yes,
they are?
Trisha Payadis.
I used to be so embarrassed to say I liked mukbangs.
I
But now I'm
love
like, I love
mukbangs
them.
too. Yeah.
So I wanted to try everything. I was like, I need, and also here you guys have like food from all the countries in the world. And I was obsessed with Korean food. So I was like, I want to try all the Korean food in the world. I want to try like Indian food, everything. In Uruguay, we don't have that much stuff.
Wait, that's so interesting.
Yeah, we have like sushi and like Chinese food, and then
Yeah.
like some Latino food. But here it's like I tried rice and beans for the first time, which people are like, "Wait, you're Latina, you don't have rice and beans?" I'm like, Uruguay doesn't have rice and beans.
What did you grow up eating?
If you think of it, it's more like Spanish.
Okay.
So it's
Which
more like
Spanish food is the best?
yeah, it's more like potatoes. Like it's called this. I think it's called like tortilla de papa, which is really good. But our main dish that is only Uruguayans, Argentinians are gonna get on me on this, and I know it. But our main dish is chivito, which is kind of like a sandwich with like a thin piece of meat and like a bunch of like fried egg, peppers, like ham, cheese, and it's like really good. Argentinians don't have that. That's what I'm saying. That one, because if not, they will come for me. But we eat asado a lot, which is like meat on like fire, like on wood. We cook it on wood, and it's really typical. We drink mate. I don't know if you have you ever heard of mate?
I haven't heard of any
It's
of
a
these
typical
foods. Now I'm like, I
drink.
need to
I
go to
should have
Uruguay and
brought
try this.
it.
Yeah,
So
that would
you
be
could have
cool.
seen it. Yeah.
When you're cooking for yourself, do you make a lot of like traditional Uruguay dishes?
It's hard because I always say these, like drinking mate alone or cooking Uruguayan food makes me feel so much lonelier. So like it kind of makes me like miss home more. But when I go,
Wait, that's sad.
Yeah, I know. But I leave it for when I go there because like my
Yeah.
dad is the best cook in the world. So I'm like, I have to wait so I can enjoy like the best. But when he came, he made like a huge pot of this like stew that we have. It's called guiso, and it's like a lentil like soup kind of. And he made a whole thing, and I froze like half of it. I was like, I'm eating these for the rest of my life until you come back.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so cute. Oh, and so your parents love to come visit, I'm sure. I mean, I think the good thing about Miami too is like we were saying it before, it's almost like there's so many different like Latin
Yeah.
American cultures that are here. So it's like it's just a good place to come.
Yeah,
I feel
even my
like.
boyfriend's culture, like learning, like, because he's half Haitian, like the food, the Haitian food is insane. It's so good. I'm like, honestly, I love
I need to try all
Uruguay-
these foods. Now I'm like, what am I
You have
eating?
to. I love Uruguayan food,
Yeah.
but some other Latino countries have better food. Like, they're going to come for me for that. But I think our food is a little plain compared to, like, Haitian food. It's
Yeah.
so, like, spicy and, like...
Do you
so
like
many
spicy
flavors.
food?
Yeah.
Okay,
But
I
I
do
had
too.
to learn when I
Mhm.
came here because Uruguay doesn't have spicy food. It's not like a thing there. So when I came, I had to like build up to it. At first, I couldn't do it. Now I'm like, I need spicy with everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so cool that you grew up there and now you're here.
Mhm.
Let's like back up though and talk about like what was it like meeting Sebastian for the first time face to face after having been dating him online for
Yeah.
X amount of months?
I was so nervous. I was staying in a hotel. He picked me up, and then I think we hugged first because I was like nervous, and then it was funny because he like set up this whole day. This is like the most Sebastian thing ever. He was like, "Okay, we're gonna go to the movies to watch a movie, and then we're gonna go eat after." We went to the movies. He had booked the wrong date,
Mm-hmm.
so we couldn't watch the movie.
Okay.
And he made me sneak into the movie theater and watch like Mortal Kombat or
Okay.
something in the back, like midway. I was like, oh, I'm so excited. Like, this is going great.
Right.
And then he took me, this sounds crazy, but he took me to Taco Bell. But I wanted to try Taco Bell so bad. But
I
know-
love the fascination with fast food
I
places.
know,
Like
but
this
when
is
I
blowing
s-
my mind because
when
it's
I
so
say
true.
to Americans, they're like, he took you to Taco Bell for your first date. That's crazy. I was like, no,
Yeah.
I want to try everything. So we got like everything on the menu, and then we went to like a parking lot and just ate Taco Bell. But I was like,
You're
so
like living out
embarrassed.
your mukbang dreams.
Yeah, but I was so embarrassed because it was like my first time, so I was like barely trying it. Like I was just like eating, and then I think we hugged awkwardly for like 30 minutes and didn't talk.
And then when did he meet your mom on the trip?
And then, well, we connected our moms because I was like, my mom was like, I need to meet his mom. Like I need to have her number or something because I was gonna stay with him after in his house for like longer, and I think he met my mom we went to the beach together or something. But my mom is so nice. My mom loves him more than she loves me, I think. I literally do something good and she's like, this is thanks to Seba. Like, love Seba so much. He's perfect. I love him. I'm like, don't bother him. Let him play. Like, let him do whatever he wants. I'm like, Mom, oh my God.
So it was love at first sight for your mom as well.
No, for sure. My parents love Seba, like, way too much.
That's so great.
Yeah.
And I think it's so cute. And did you guys immediately kind of start dating after you met in person? Yeah.
Yeah, it was just, I was like visiting him here and then he visited me.
Mm-hmm.
And then
How long did it take for you to move to the U.S.?
it was around, I think it was in 2022. So we like met in 2021. But I was still like in Uruguay and everything. And then in 2022, I moved, I think around September. I can't remember perfectly, but I think around September. Yeah.
And you guys now are known for your TikToks together, right? People love seeing you two create content together because you both have these massive followings of your own. So it's like when the two of you come together, everybody gets so geeked out, so excited. I'm curious, like, when did you guys officially go public with your relationship online? And was
Oh
that
my
like a big
God.
decision?
I don't think it was a big decision. I think it was more like, oh, whatever, let's just do a TikTok together. But it was definitely like 2 weeks in, which sounds like crazy. But we already had been talking for 3 months on FaceTime, so it felt like we were dating for longer. But we just did a dancing video. And then I don't think anybody really thought like, oh, they're dating fully. They were saying stuff like, oh, like we lost him or like whatever.
Yeah.
And then
They could sense the chemistry.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think
That's so cute.
yeah, people
Wow.
were starting like actually realizing that we were together because he was
Mhm.
doing this whole like beat where he would like, I don't know, he would do like funny TikToks with like talking about like languages, and then I like came into the TikTok and they were like, oh, okay, they're dating.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
It's
what?
been 4 years.
Yeah,
Almost.
It's wild.
Yeah.
I feel like your audience and your followers have like witnessed your entire relationship
Yeah.
grow and like flourish. What has it been like with Sebastian having like such a public relationship online?
I think we managed to keep private of it too.
Yeah.
I feel like they think they know everything, but they definitely don't.
Right.
It's like whenever they meet me in person, or like meet us together in person, they're like, oh my God, I feel like he was the crazy one, or like the talkative one, and she was the quiet one. And it's obviously the opposite. He's super quiet in person, and I'm super talkative. But yeah, we managed to keep the most important parts private, but I think it's cool. I like that we get to like share a part of it online and like the funny parts and like not take it so seriously. I feel like some stuff needs to be like taken more lightly. Like, yeah, we're dating, but like it's just like we're living life too. Like, I don't care how many years we've been together. I don't care. People are always like, you guys been together for 4 years, get married. I'm like, I'm 22.
Right. You're so young.
Like, I'm not thinking of that. We're just going with the flow. Like, we love each other. Like, we're together. I want to be with him forever, but it's just like take out of the pressure. And I think that just posting on TikTok is like, I think we think like that. It's not like, oh my God, like if we break up, they're gonna like see everything. I'm like, who cares? Like, we just have to like go with it.
I feel like you're so good with that. Well, it's also like you document your life online,
Yeah.
so people are along for the journey regardless.
Yeah.
And it's like you're gonna put your boyfriend in wherever you want and kind of all that stuff. But I'm curious. You kind of talked about like keeping certain things private, certain things
Yeah.
public. How do you kind of choose those
Yeah.
boundaries?
I feel like I'm pretty private, although like it doesn't seem to. But like, for example, I don't share my family. Like, I refuse to share my family online. Not because of like I'm embarrassed of them or anything. It's just like they're mine.
Right.
I also want to go home and just feel like a little kid with them, so I don't want them to be like on social media. They didn't sign up for that.
Mm-hmm.
Also, like my friends, like my friends from high school, they're like mine.
Mhm.
Like, I don't want them to be like, I don't want to post them. They're mine.
Although I totally get that.
No,
yeah.
I'll post them.
Right.
But I'm
I feel
saying
like your followers would go crazy though, seeing your dad like cook a traditional dish for
I
dinner for
know.
like you guys. That'd be cool.
I know, but I don't know. Like, they're so important to me that I just want to like protect them with everything I can.
I get that.
But
Yeah.
same with like my relationship. I feel like there's stuff that you just need to like protect and keep private.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
It's like good for the mental health to have certain things that
sure.
are private, certain things that are public.
Sometimes I don't talk a lot on my TikToks for a while, and then I want to talk back, and I'm like, oh, am I oversharing? Like, am I
Yeah.
saying the right things? Like, I don't know. Like,
I get that. You go through
yeah.
phases of like talking to the
Yeah.
camera versus not. It's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
What did your parents think of your social media when you first started out?
My parents are pretty older because my brothers are like 40. So they had me older.
Mhm.
So my dad is like almost 70.
So you're the baby of the family.
I am. so
so
he doesn't
cute.
understand it. It's so funny. He was literally like, what level are you at on TikTok right now? And I was like, level? He was like he meant followers. I was like, level? I was like, I'm dead. Yeah, he meant, like, or like if I post stories on Instagram, this is so sweet. He thinks I'm sending a picture to him, like, privately.
Oh.
It's so cute.
Yeah. You're like, yeah, you
Yeah.
and like 10 million other people died.
But they're my biggest fans. Like, if
Right.
you were to like know who my mom was, she's in every single one of my videos, in every single comment. She's on Sebas. She replies to every single story of mine and Sebas. Like, she's the biggest fan. Like, I had to stop telling my parents so many stuff because they were like telling the whole world, like, oh my God, she's doing this, like the whole building. I was like, stop. Like, you guys have to like keep it private a little bit.
Yeah, but they're
yeah.
so proud of you. I mean, it's so crazy, like, the success you've had online. It's such, like, it's so hard to fathom the numbers.
I can't think about it. Like, it's crazy to me. I'm like, no. I'm like, millions is just a couple people. Every time I go to like a stadium, I'm like, there's no fucking way. There's like 30,000 people here. And I'm literally like, it's impossible.
Will you get recognized every city that you go? Like, do you have people kind of coming up to you?
I was shocked. We went to Korea recently and we got recognized in Korea. That's when I was like, what the fuck?
That's when you know.
Life is crazy.
Right. I
But
feel
I
like
love
especially
meeting
when
them.
you and Sebastian are together, right?
Yeah.
'Cause that's
Oh, it's
like-
so funny.
Yeah.
Whenever they see us separately, they always look at us like, is it her? But if we're together, they're like, oh yeah, it's them. Or like they come to us and like, what are you doing without him? Or like, what are you doing without her? I'm like, we're own people. But yeah, they always like, are they them? But if we're together, they're like, oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
How did you deal with like the fame when all of this started happening? I mean, I'm sure it was like so fast, right? Like, how quickly do you feel like you grew your audience?
Oh my God. I came here and already had like 300K followers. But I think from like 1 million to like what I'm now, it felt like nothing.
Do you remember the first viral video that you posted online?
I do.
What was it?
It was a gym video.
Working out?
Yeah.
Wow,
It was
okay.
a video of me doing like a workout set, like a booty workout set. No, actually, I just like went back. And I actually remember that I got inspired by one of the videos that Olivia Ponton did. Because she was doing like workout videos.
Shout out Olivia.
Yeah, so I did something similar to her. And then that one got 1 million views, and I was like, oh my God, like that's crazy. But then my dances were mostly what I like went more viral for, I think.
Right. Yeah, it's so cool to see like content evolutions.
Yeah.
Like, what is your creative process like now for the videos that you post?
It's definitely changed, which I'm sad about, because I feel like before I was like, I'm posting anything. I don't care about how many views it gets. I don't care about... when you first start, you don't care about anything. I feel like the more you grow, you care more. You're more like, oh, like they're gonna see it, like this and that, which I'm sad about. I wish I had that little like, I don't care, like I'm just posting anything. But yeah, I think I don't plan anything. I just go with like whatever feels right. Like there's a good dance that like feels right, I do it. But I used to do everything. I was like, I'm posting 5 times a day. Now I'm like, okay.
Yeah, you pick and choose.
Yeah.
Absolutely. As we kind of wrap up, are there any exciting projects that you have coming up that you're looking forward to?
I have a couple of things with showing my acne
Okay.
and talking about my acne
I
in the
love
next
how
year.
real you are, because my entire life have struggled with acne and Accutane like 4 times. So I think it's so cool how open
I
you
came
are.
without makeup because I was like, I'm not putting foundation. I feel like I need to show my acne because sometimes you feel less comfortable, and I feel like pushing yourself to show it, it's like it helps a lot.
I like to end my podcast with one final question. New Year's is coming up. Do we have any 2025 resolutions or things that we're manifesting for 2025?
Definitely getting to work out more often. For
She's like, after that
sure.
run, baby.
No. Going to Pilates more often. I think just taking it a little bit more easy on myself. I'm a little like crazy on myself. I'm too much of a perfectionist. So definitely that, and just keep working on what I'm doing.
I love it. Well, you're amazing. I can't
Thank
wait to see
you.
everything that you do. Everybody, make sure you're following Fernanda across socials. Thank you
you.
so much for watching.
you.
Thank you.
It was so good.